live, everybody. Catalyst launch call. We have over 115 of you already signed up for Catalyst as the founding members, the groundbreaking members. In fact, I'm going to call everybody that enrolls into Catalyst in the month of July 2024 our founding members. This is an exciting time because honestly, everything that I've worked on for the last 20 years feels to be coming in line in this program, in the impact that I'm looking to create. And one of the things we're going to be talking a lot about is freedom. Freedom, spending time, how you want to spend time, where you want to spend time, with who you want to spend time with. Freedom of time to work on the things that you want to work on. Freedom of money, having the financial freedom to do the things that you want to create and envision, the security you want to have, relationship freedom, who you want to hang out with, what kind of people stimulate you, and ultimately purpose freedom.
Are you asking?
So let's go ahead and mute. Laura, do you know how to mute these guys? Let's go to the
on a Google Meet or a Zoom call.
Matt Baker seems to be having a great conversation over there.
Or you're waiting till you get to the house to present.
Jess, I'm going to promote you to a co-host if you will too. For some reason, I can't see everybody. So this is real life and this is how it's going to go. This is definitely going to be real and raw every single time we're together because that's the only way that we can make profound transformation in our life. We're all just real people trying to get it done. So today's call, here's what to expect. I'm going to lay the groundwork for what we are going to do in Catalyst, what Catalyst is all about, where we're starting. I know for many of you, I move at light speed and I've been spending months and months and months on this. So I'm already 4 months down the road. I'm going to work on slowing us down because it's really important for me that everybody really get into this. In order for this program to be the catalyst to get you where you want to go, to lighten you up and light you on fire, I got to get everybody in the program. I got to get everybody on board. I got to get everybody playing the game because the synergy effect of everybody fully okay, I'm unmuting myself. Not being a voyeur, not sitting back on the sidelines and watching and testing and seeing what people are doing, but saying, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm really going to do it. I'm paying $300 a month. You need to treat this like you're paying $3,000 a month or $30,000 a month. How would you show up? How would you pay attention? How would you engage if you were investing that kind of money in your life and in your program? Whatever you put into this, you get out of it. So today we're going to set the groundwork. I'm going to bring you through where you should be in the program and the things that I want you to take care of. I'm going to set the stage for what this is going to look like over the next 8 weeks. Hopefully bring you some energy and inspiration, and would love to hear from all of you on where we're going. So before I dive into a lesson, I'm going to ask this question a lot. When you do a weekly accountability forum, I'm going to ask you a lot of where you're at. What I found is that most people, we run through life so fast that often we're not taking any breaths. We are not gaining awareness about how do I feel? What is my frame of reference that I'm putting on everything? What is the lens by which I'm filtering all the data and all the information in my life? So it doesn't matter where you're at right now. It only matters that you're aware of where you're at and the filter and perspective that you're going to put on today's session. So I'm going to launch a little poll here. I want you to first breathe. And then I want you to say, where are you right now? Do you feel confident, clear, grateful? Are you calm and relaxed? Do you feel stressed and frustrated? Or do you just straight up feel overwhelmed? You just feel like you're hanging on by a thread. All right, 67 of you are participated. We're at 75. Let's all answer this question. I really appreciate you taking a second and thinking about where am I at right now? Are you guys able to see what people are responding to right now? Okay. When I hit end poll, Jess, will they see it?
You gotta end and then share. Yep.
I end and share. Okay, well, 94% of you, there's like 9 of you who have not pressed the button. You've taken another call. Are you with us? So I'm going to hold you accountable to showing up. I might call you out. Okay, I'm going to end poll and share. There we go, everybody. 45% of you are showing up to your first catalyst call stressed and frustrated. 17% of you are just straight up overwhelmed. You are like hanging on by a thread. 19% of you are calm, confident, clear, grateful. Actually 39%. So why do we need each other? Why do we need to show up to stuff like this? Why do we need to be very careful of the environment we keep, of the people we surround ourselves? Because we are influenced by the energy around us. Completely and totally. So the 39% of you today that showed up on fire and grateful and calm and all those things, like, thank you. We need you. We need your energy. We need you to participate in the chat. We need you to say, this is what I'm on fire about. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm here. Because it's in your energy that we, if we're on the bottom of those rungs, will find a little bit of belief, maybe a little bit of hope, maybe a little bit of respite, a chance to just chill for a minute, to pause time and say, okay, where am I going to go? I watched a video by Brene Brown. How many of you guys know Brene Brown? Put your hand there if you know Brene Brown. She is a researcher of emotional behavior. She studies shame and vulnerability. I just finished her book for the probably third time, The Gifts of Imperfection. It's an unbelievable book. I highly recommend it to you because what I'm going to tell you in Catalyst is we are going to be perfectly imperfect people. We are going to be messy and messed up and excited and happy and all up and down. We're going to be real and we're going to be raw. See, if you want transformation in your life, the number one thing we have to do is stop lying to ourselves. Yeah. And then second, we have to stop lying to other people. We have to stop pretending and showing up and packaging ourselves to be palatable by others. We have to get real about where we're at and stop lying to ourselves and stop living in distraction and, avoidance of all the things that there are. So Brene Brown has written a book called The Atlas of the Heart. And it basically goes to elaborate and explain all the different emotions. In her research, she found that most people are only aware of, if I say, name as many emotions you can name, they come up with 3. Mad, sad, glad. That's it. Obviously, there's thousands of emotions. You're not mad, you're maybe frustrated. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're livid. Maybe you're fuming. That's a big range, and how we adjust and deal with those matters. So some of you are like, what the hell are we talking about? Why are we talking about emotions? Well, we are emotional beings that occasionally think. Okay. I know a number of you on this call are loan officers, and you call on your customers and realtors all day long. It's pretty fair to say that 61% of the people you talk to are going to be just like this group. They are going to be in a state of overwhelm, fear, or frustration. Yes or no? Like, do we think that this group, we are totally unique and we're the only ones that like this? Like everybody else we call is calm, clear, confident, focused? No. So like, how do we cut through? So there's a story, by the way, she made a HBO series about the Atlas from the Heart. She does it in lecture style, but there's this one specific story that she tells that I want you to hopefully remember the rest of your life. And it's when Brene was working in a restaurant. How many of you have worked in a restaurant before? Put in the chat, yes, if you've worked at a restaurant. Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. I think, by the way, like I'm going to force my daughters to work in a restaurant. I think it's really good when you have to serve on other people. Look at that. I'm not surprised that all of you are successful people and you've had some service industry, hospitality part of your career. So she was working in a restaurant in college, and her boss taught this concept about the difference between stress and overwhelm. Okay. So oftentimes we don't get awareness to say, how am I really doing right now? How am I really feeling right now? So we use words without integrity. We just throw them around rather than being very intentional and thoughtful about the words that we use. So what the owner of the restaurant taught every one of his staff is to say, when you get frazzled, when things aren't going well, when you're about to freak out, you need to determine if it's one of two things. Are you either stressed, which means like you're hitting a point of like, or are you overwhelmed, which means you've like hit a wall, you're done. You can't function, you can't think. Literally your prefrontal cortex is gone. You are now limbic. You have no logical reasoning. And so when a server would come in the kitchen and things aren't going well and is freaking out, they would say, which one is it? And they have their own words and I forget what they are. Is it stressed or overwhelmed? Here's the interesting thing, guys. If we use the word overwhelm, what we tell our brain is that literally we can't function anymore. Like if we say, God, I'm overwhelmed, we've completely lost executive functioning. So in a state of overwhelm, what this restaurant manager would do would require that that individual completely take their hand off the wheel. All of their tables would be assigned to other servers. They would jump in and take over the table where it was at. And that employee would either have to go sit in the freezer for 15 minutes or go outside for 15 minutes, but had to completely detach from the situation. Because literally when we get to that place of overwhelm, there's nothing more we can do. We can't fight our way through it. We can't grind our way through it. We can't muster positivity through it. We literally have to just calm the brain all the way down. Then when we have our prefrontal cortex, we can solution. Now, being stressed is not a bad thing. Stress is a beautiful thing. Stress is what gets us on our toes. It's what creates adrenaline and what creates a narrowed focus. We get very stressed when we're about to go do something we're very excited about. Public speaking, a race, an athletic event, getting married. Things that are very important and exciting for us are also extremely stressful. So is stress bad? No. But the question is, what is the story that we're telling ourselves? So if you were one of those people that answered, I'm overwhelmed, I hope in me just telling you the story, you're able to go, okay, I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to start like putting my feet flat on the floor. I'm going to start moving my body. I'm going to just start getting back into my body. I'm going to expand my ribs as much as I can. You know, all the stress gets stuck in these intercostal muscles on the side of our ribs. I'm going to try to like bring in breath and get my prefrontal lobe to attach. And if you show up to these calls overwhelmed, great, I love you. If you show up to these calls stressed or pissed off or mad or frustrated, awesome, I love you. If you show up on fire and excited, great. The reality is you're showing up. And that's the difference from a compounding effect and a trajectory effect of those people that just seem to continually have success, luck, expansion, and transformation is it's in these tiny moments of how we behave. So I'm going to ask you the same question every Sunday. When I send you the accountability form, it's going to say, breathe. How do you feel? Where are you at? Because if you go, I'm overwhelmed, and then that's the lens or the perspective by which you answer all of my questions, it's good for you to know that that's the lens by which you're planning your life. You're reflecting on your success or failures or your week. And it's kind of good week over week to go, where am I at? Am I every single week showing up in overwhelm? Okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to do that? So thank you for doing my survey. And hopefully just in that conversation around overwhelm, it'll help you not improperly label yourself as overwhelmed, because that was what I'm guilty of. I run around all day long claiming overwhelm because I'm sloppy with my words and my descriptors. And then I'm disempowering myself. And what you'll know about Catalyst is this is all about you being the most powerful version of you. There's never going to be a time I'm going to say, Alex, I want you to be more like Brad and do what Brad just did. Kim, did you hear what Rosalia said? Do that. I'm going to help you go, well, what does Kim want? What does Kim really, 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 really want? What has worked for you in the past? What are your strengths? What is your unique ability? Because the truth is, we all have the answers. We all have the intuition. It's just we get muddled in distraction and overwhelm, and we get stuck, right? So the inspiration for Catalyst came from my retreat back in May. We had this phenomenal retreat in November, probably best event I've ever attended. And I'm not trying to be cocky or egotistical, but I'm just the content, the people, the energy, the setting, the relevancy, 10 out of 10. And then come May, there was a distinct difference between the loan officers that I was face to face with, and we had accountability, and we worked on, we stayed at a project, we tracked progress, we worked on those things. And it didn't have to do with just how many calls did you make or how much more money did you make, but like, you know, maybe it was a process or system that needed to be put in place. Maybe it was a mindset or attitude or the way we show up as a leader. Maybe it was preparation. But what I know is being involved in a group that's similarly focused with accountability week after week after week, there's a dramatic difference in, are we able to change? Are we able to achieve the results that we want to achieve? So I simply said, I need to create something that gives that accountability and that continued inspiration week over week. And here comes Catalyst. Now, then I had to think, well, what is my unique ability? I had to look at my own life and say, what do I live out every single day that I can genuinely teach you the good, the bad, the failures, the successes, all the personal growth? How do I put that together in something that's uniquely mine and that's proved and tested in my life over and over again, and something that won't tire me out or burn me out? What is the shit that fires me up that I love to do? Number one. Number two, how do I make this program complementary to all the other programs I believe? One of which, you guys, is Elevate Coaching at Guild Mortgage. I created Elevate Coaching like 6 years ago. Today, it's run by Paula Nerschel, Jessica, and other lead coaches and top producers. We've got like 40 coaches and 300 students in the program. It's unbelievable. And I am not trying to create something that is a distraction or competition. But if you're in the core, or if you're in Elevate, or if you're in B coaching, or you're in Go coaching, or you have a personal trainer, or you're training for marathons like Brett Baird, or you are in Leadership Lab like Brendan Donaldson with a bunch of other modern men and expanding yourself, what could be the catalyst to light those programs and those experiences on fire? And where can I do something that's uniquely me? So that is where Catalyst came from. And the problem I want to solve for people, for all of you, is how do we continue to find the inspiration and the fuel that allows us to be the best version of ourselves, that keeps life exciting, and that keeps us focused? Because I don't know how you guys all feel, but when I feel like I'm drifting and I don't have that clarity, it's a mess. I'm reactive. I am on someone else's program. I am not the kind of parent I want to be. I'm not the kind of partner and, you know, friend I want to be. And I hate feeling stuck and stagnant. Like, what would be your word when you feel like you're stuck, or you feel like you're just going through the motions? What do you feel about that? Do you feel, just tell me, what is it that you feel? Blah. That's a great word, Tom. Like, God, I just feel blah. I don't feel like, Tom, you've got so much sparkle. You got so much energy. You feel yuck. You feel like you're in quicksand. Okay, that's a big one, Shannon. Yeah. You feel gross. Yeah, just like allergic. Like, gosh, who am I? I'm a victim. I'm looking for the negative. I can't activate. I'm inconsistent. One day I'm high, the next day I'm low. One week I'm motivated, the next I suck. Emotionally exhausted, Wendy. Yeah, that's a really good one. Annoyed. Yes, Brendan, I'm annoyed. That's what I am. I'm annoyed and irritable. If I just feel like, ugh, I'm going through the motions, this sucks. A robot, Jody. Wow. Numb. Ooh, numb. I feel lost. I feel unmotivated, bored, tired, dissociated. So what are we doing? Andy, that's such a good one. Wasting precious time. Yeah. Wasting, like when you actively know, and I have some of these moments, you guys, by the way, in Greece 2 weeks ago. Okay. Because this is how life is lived in moment to moment to moment. Okay. It's not lived all the sexy shit on Instagram. I'm literally in Zakynthos in one of the most beautiful like beach clubs. The sea is the clearest I've ever felt. And with the people that we love the most, I had more anxiety in like a 2 or 3 day period than I did, I don't know, in a long time, because I'm in Greece and I should be feeling this or this way. I should be blah, 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 but I'm really not. And any of y'all felt that way? I felt irritated. I had a lack of clarity. I didn't have boundaries on when I was going to do this or that. I didn't have like a game plan going into it. You know, because like on one hand, I had the story of this is the last week of the month. This is the last week of the first half of the year. Next week is going to be 4th of July. It's going to be unproductive. I'm really, really excited about Catalyst. I want to work on it really, really bad, but I should be over here and being all playful and in the moment and, you know, super excited about swimming for the 4,200th time with my kids and dealing with them whining and eating their 13th ice cream cone. But it's all blah, right? So change comes always with a catalyst. You will always find a catalyst. And that's where this program comes from. I think it'll either be a negative catalyst or a positive catalyst, right? How many of you had a really big negative catalyst that finally picked your ass up off the floor, that pushed you forward, that got you to do the courageous thing? If you would share, think about a negative catalyst. Maybe it was that you were broke. Maybe you had shame. Like right now, a lot of us are not making the money we want to make. We're canceling vacations that we promised. We are cutting back. There's people taking their kids out of private school. Yeah, health. How about health things? Health things have been a big catalyst for me, right? Galen hurting his back at 40 years old and literally being laid up and not being able to snowboard, not being able to surf, not being able to be the kind of dad he is. Eventually, that was a huge catalyst for Galen to go, you know what? F it. I'm going to dive in on this. What are all the things that I need to change and transform? Because back pain is not just like go to the physical therapist. Yes or no? It's emotional. It's diet. It's all the things, right? So some of you shared divorce, bad cholesterol. Yes. How many of you had a bad blood work? That's a catalyst. Getting sober. Yeah. So maybe before getting sober, there was a negative catalyst. That's a big one. Being overweight. Yes. A health issue that smacks us, getting laid off, losing a job, getting cancer, being forced to change. So those are negative catalysts. And you know what? We got to look at those hopefully at some point with gratitude because they were a catalyst. Then there's a positive catalyst, which I think tend to happen less, but I have always gone, okay, I want to avoid hitting rock bottom. Like I've been told since I was young, I'm an old soul. Has anybody else been told this? Like you're an old soul. No, some of you are smiling at me. You're all the new souls. So Danielle, you're an old soul. Okay, my middle brother, he is a new soul. If you believe in this, and I don't even know they believe in it, but like you literally will say, hey, Kurt, there's a pothole right there. Like right there. If you take one more step, you're going to smash your face in there. And every time Kurt will go running into the pothole. Like, and my sister's laughing. Katie's laughing. Is it not true? I'm the old soul that has been like, I want to watch everybody else screw everything up. And I want to do everything I can to avoid every screw up that's possible. How many of you are like that? I don't know that. Of course you, Aaron, all my Enneagram 6s, where are you at? You're assessing all the danger all the time to avoid any possible negativity. Well, it's not really possible to go through life and not have negative catalysts that happen to us, right? The question is, how long do we stay in that rut? How long do we allow ourselves to be okay with being mediocre? To allow ourselves to show up with half-ass energy? To allow ourselves to take the easy route, to live in the gray, to cut back on our own standards? How long do we allow that? So a big part of Catalyst is going to be saying, listen, life is lived in these phases, okay? Like, we're going to go through the phases, but there's a phase where we're launching and life is working. Brendan, I'm looking at you. I find Brittany and she's hot. We're getting married and we have a baby and I'm launching to be an LO and my business is going, and like everything is working and you are just killing it. And then all of a sudden it's like plateau, right? And for a while we're like, this is cool. We're plateaued. Like I was in Spain. I needed a plateau when I moved abroad. My life, I needed to pull it back a little bit. I needed to pull back the throttle. But you know what happens if we stay in plateau too long? Nothing is static. Nothing is static, y'all. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. You're either building muscle or you're building fat, right? So what I was doing in plateau was protecting myself. I was playing smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. I was being more and more afraid. Now, that's not what I was telling myself, because I was lying to myself. I was saying, oh, but I'm choosing family. Oh, but I'm doing this. Oh, but I'm doing that. But if I really stop lying to myself, nope, I have accepted mediocre at the moment. I've accepted stagnant. And then at some point, you get pissed or you get inspired. And so what I hope Catalyst is partly you get pissed. Because I think getting mad is a really productive emotion. How many of you guys, when you get mad, like you take action, like, oh, I'm done with this shit. I'm cleaning the garage. It's getting done now, right? I'm starting the diet now. And you just do it. And that's a good thing. And then I hope you get inspired. I hope as you all participate in the community and you share your 10X vision, which by the way, I do not want to be the biggest recipient of the energy. I need you guys to share this in the community. Sam Hurl gets an A+ for today, but Sam, I want you to start sharing that stuff in Mighty Networks, and I'll show you this. Sam sent me a video today. It's a minute long. Are you on here, Sam? If you are, will you come off mute? Yes, you are, dude. I'm calling you up. Are you there? Can you turn on your camera? Maybe you're driving. I can hear you though. Oh, now where are you at, buddy? Hey, tell the group, because you sent me a vulnerable, beautiful video that was a minute long and it was you just fired up. Share that energy with us.
Hey, I'm so happy to,
hold on, Sam, hold on. Your microphone, can you switch it to your camera?
That's not very good. My mic sucks.
All right, go ahead then. We'll just try our best to hear you.
Sorry. I was just thinking about the different things that's going on in my life, and being with you for the last, I don't know, I was doing your little coaching thing for the last 8 weeks, or whatever you were doing that before your event, and it just really inspired me. And then, getting started with this Catalyst, it just fired me up, and I started reading these other books, and I got so pumped up and so excited. And I just wanted to share that video with you because I'm so grateful for you for taking this plunge and having the confidence to do what you're doing. And I'm just very thankful for that. So, like I said, I'm fired up and I can't wait to keep going.
Thank you. Your sound is awful. So you need to, I'm holding you accountable to get a new microphone. Like today, get on Amazon, $39. What Sam had said to me on the video, and Sam, I'm going to text it to you. I'd love for you to post it if you're willing, because we're going to be real and raw in this group. And Sam was like, look, I got 3 kids. I've been married a long time. I've got a good enough business, but I'm coasting. And I really love that I've been leaning in and I've been eager and I've got such energy. And what I love, Sam, is I'm like, the program hasn't even started yet. And you're sending me this amazing vibe. But You are a catalyst to me. I'm a catalyst to you. You're a catalyst to me and I'm a catalyst to you. It's a synergistic thing, which is why I really want you guys to make the decision now to engage, to really, really say, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to engage. Okay. So everything has a season, a reason, or a lifetime. If you are in a place of survival mode, that is okay as long as it's temporary and explainable. But we are not going to look up 2 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, and still be in survival mode. Yes or no? No, we are going to find a catalyst, whether it's a person, whether it's a process, whether it's a personal trainer, whether it's a diet, whether it's a challenge, whether it's a big, fat, hairy goal, whether it's more accountability. That's the positive catalyst, is leaning in to environment and to trusting the process. So we've got something just magical planned for you. And over the next 12 weeks, I'm going to take you through a series of processes that are going to help you get more and more clear on what is it that you really, really, really want. Because when it's there that you know what you really, really want, now you can find the right catalyst to say, hey, I'm at 3 loans a month. I need to close 10. I need to lose 40 pounds. I'm 55 years old. Who can I talk to? Right? I need to learn how to be somebody that does the love languages and does words of affirmation. Who's good at that? How can I find a catalyst? But until you have that clarity and goals that are truly yours, I want you to want what you want because you want it without any justification or explanation needed. We're going to get out of the scarcity mindset of what do I need and focus on what do I want. Okay. So in this last 10 minutes, let me show you a couple things. First of all, we have a desktop version of Catalyst, of the community, the portal, the resources. We also have an app. Okay. I live on the app. That's what works for me. Where you go find the app is on Mighty Networks. So you go to the App Store, you look up Mighty Networks. This is what it looks like. Jess, are you seeing the Mighty there? Okay,
yep.
Cool. So you go to Mighty Networks and you download that, and you'll use the same password of when you established your account. Okay. Then whether you're in the desktop version or the app version, it's going to look like this. Set your notifications, turn them on for now. Okay. I am somebody that does not do notifications. I would never coach you to do notifications, but we are building a new habit. And you're sending a message to yourself that I'm not going to be a voyeur. I'm not going to be a bystander. I'm going to be an active participant in this. And I promise you, I won't be pinging you messages daily, but I want you to see that. Okay. So the lessons are going to be here under phase 1, and they are going to be housed in here. So all these will be recorded. You can go back to the recordings. You could sit down and rewatch them with your spouse or your teenager. You can, whatever you want to do, the lessons are going to be here. Okay. Also, we are going to prep you for the next lesson. So I just want to go into lesson number 1. We have this My Identity Assessment. We are going to be doing this next week. So we already put this in here for y'all to go in and download it and print it. I could give you digital quizzes and digital assessments, but I don't know about you, I lose stuff. And what we are doing right now, I want you to cherish, because you're doing this unearthing of yourself. I want you to treat this more importantly than any customer file, any health file, because it's you. It's this process of discovering you and what you really want. Okay. So that's where the lessons are going to be. The other thing is we're going to build this Catalyst library. Okay. So here we're going to have you print the Catalyst binder. We've given you a cover sheet. So this week, you're all going to go get a binder. You could decide how thick it's going to be, but hopefully you carry this around with you, because how are you going to create that 10x vision for your life that then corresponds to your annual goals, that then corresponds to your quarterly goal, that then you know how to create your top 3 priorities this week? How do you remember who you are, what you're doing? What is the stuff you need to let go of? What do you need to focus on? You don't have transformation unless you put it in front of yourself over and over and over and over again. So the first 4 weeks, we are going to be doing some exercises to help you really identify what you want. Then the next 4 weeks, we're going to do an execution sprint. I'm going to challenge everybody for 30 days to spend 15 minutes a day on a group project that's going to help you clarify this and literally up-level your energy, help you be more powerful, help you be more clear, help you be more concise in your communication. So that's what we're going to do in the first 8 weeks. I've got way more behind that, but I already know that 41% of you, 61% of you are stressed and overwhelmed. So I'm not telling you anything else. I'm going to ask you to trust the process. Trust the process. Trust that you have been successful up to this point in your life. You are attracted to this for a reason. You have the capability to create the life that you want 100%. You just first have to clarify what the hell that is at this moment. Okay. So can y'all go get a binder for me? Put yes in the chat. This one has 2 sides to it. So I've got both binder covers on here, which is really fun. Then print out that identity assessment and put it in the binder so that next week I can guide you through this. Okay. Don't be the person that shows up to the call, not prepared, and you're running around to the printer and you already showed up stressed out and you already showed up frazzled and overwhelmed and you don't know where your thing is and you're going, ah, shit. Okay. If that happens, still show up. I'll walk you through it. Hopefully you feel more energy and better at the end of it. Okay. The last thing is not only do I want you to get the app and I want you to turn on your notifications, I want you to go set up your profile. Okay. So this is so fun with Mighty Networks because you can search people around you. If you live in Orlando, Florida, I want you to know other people that are around you in Florida. I want you to know other people around you in Arizona, Jess in Arizona. It's just fun. I want you to start seeing people like, oh, that person's a mom of 3 kids. Oh, that guy's a girl dad, just like I am. Oh, that person loves golf. Like, you start finding people you feel comfortable getting raw and real with, and you start sharing challenges, magic happens. Okay. So, when I first typed mine up, it was like my stupid bio for my website. I've been doing this for 20 years and I've closed 6,000 loans and blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Okay. Let's just say, like, why are you here? Who are you? What are you about a little bit? If you need an example, go look at my profile. And of course, we can keep evolving and transforming these. But what's fun is you can go into this fellow change makers, which, by the way, is what I'm calling all of you. I'm going to help you take on the identity of being a change maker and eventually taking on the identity of being a trailblazer, somebody who's a transformational leader, somebody that is so on point, so focused, so on mission that you are inspiring others to transform in the process on their own mission. So this is where you're going to find all the other people. And then lastly, the community feed. I would love you guys to share energy or takeaways. What was your insight from today's call? What did you love about today's call? That is what's going on in the community feed. Somebody must have done it because I just got a ding on my phone. And right now I'm getting dinged. So every time somebody's like signed up or say something, I'm getting dinged. And I've never been more excited about dings on my phone. It's been great. Okay, last thing is I'm going to prepare you for Sunday. Okay, every Sunday you're going to get an accountability form that you ideally will carve out 15 minutes to an hour and a half. You decide how much time you need on Sunday to sit by yourself and think about your life. And I'm going to teach you what I do every Sunday to be able to look at the week ahead, get super clear on my top 3 priorities for the week. Look at my calendar so I know, how do I show up like the mom I want to show up? How do I show up to horses? How do I show up to the kids' recital? How do I create time for Galen and I? By the way, I'm doing 75 hard. Thank you, Mr. Andy Zeman. I'm getting 2 workouts in a day and still having dinner with in-laws and, taking 24 hours of flights around the world. big shit doesn't happen in our lives without preparation. And let me tell you, I never used to be somebody who liked to prep. I like to wing it. I like to be spontaneous. No. We are going to be people who love preparation because we're so excited about the vision we are creating for our life. Oh, I got another ding. All of you in the community feed, I'm loving it. You guys are taking action now. So just so I want you to see, this is what your accountability form is going to look like. You're going to fill out your name and your phone number and email every single time. I know it's annoying, but this is how I'm going to keep track of you. This is how I'm going to be able to say, hey, Sam is coming onto a coaching call and wants to have a laser coaching session about blah, blah, blah. I can look up Sam and go, well, let's look at your accountability sheets for the last several weeks. I can see who's been consistent filling them out and who's not. But if you change your name every week, if one week you're Matthew and the next week you're Matt, it's hard to keep you organized. So whatever you want to call yourself, keep it consistent. Then you're going to just run through these questions. What identity did you embody this week? Successful, change maker, trailblazer. Did you practice gratitude? Did we practice eagerness? Did I show up eager? Was I hungry for opportunities? Was I leaned in? Did people feel my energy, or was I self-protecting? What were the wins for last week? This is how I'm going to bring in the superstars that are doing cool stuff that are going to be catalysts for us all, is you guys reporting wins. I want to celebrate you. I want to acknowledge you. I want to recognize you. I want to interview and you go, how the hell did you do that? Like, tell us in this group. We want to do that. I want you to identify, where do you need to focus this week to have your personal power? Like, where did you get lost? Where did you get off track? Where did you feel powerless? And then finally, what resources or coaching do you need? What catalyst do you need in your life this week? I'm going to be paying close attention to that so that on the Tuesday calls, we can bring that in, because the Tuesday calls generally will only have about 20 minutes of a prepared lesson or talk, and the remaining 25 minutes will be laser coaching and bringing stuff up from the accountability form. So I hope you feel, no matter how big this group gets, you could bring all of your realtors in this group. You could have everyone in your branch in this group. You could have all your friends and family in this group. I don't care what industry, what stage of life you're in. I believe everybody has a place where they go, you know what? I want to be on fire. And I need the clarity, and I need the accountability, and I need the group to get there. So, what do I want to ask you as a closing? Give me one word, how you're feeling at the end of this 45 minutes. One word in the chat. Oh, and Laura put in there how to join Catalyst. Yeah, I guess some of you on this call haven't signed up yet. You didn't have the time. Promoting over the 4th of July was fun. Go to my Instagram, go to my DMs, look at all of you. You feel inspired, ready to rock, excited, pumped, eager, motivated, refreshed. I love it. That's the goal always, is I want to leave people better off than how I found them. If that's our intention in life with human beings, is an exchange of energy and being a positive catalyst for them and their growth and their goals, there's just, life is so fun and exciting. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to start the journey. Get your app downloaded, go do your profile, and get your binder set up with the lesson 1 printed. We'll see you next week, and see you in the group. Bye, everyone.